computer.
There
Okay, I
you go.
just have to let you guys know that this training session is being recorded. Today's date is February 1st, 2022. Is it all right for you? I'm recording you guys for this class? Nicole? All right, thank you. All right. All right, Lee, did you want to go ahead and ask the first question?
Yeah, which of the following describes leverage? I think a lot of, B, leverage is the borrowed funds and purchase assets in the finances and investments.
Yes, that is correct. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, hold on one second. I meant to get my papers to follow along. I apologize.
So it was, Lee, it was B?
Yeah. It's
Yes, it's big.
That's
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Here's my,
It's just hard for me to see it.
I have my answer guide in front of me. I mean, I know I'm familiar with the answers, but I just have it right here to make it easier. Yes, one is B. Allison, did you have any questions on number one, or are you good on that one?
Yeah, it's just basic something to memorize, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
This question is one of the ones that we had in the Jeopardy game too.
Mhm.
It was asking just, what is leverage or something like that.
To be honest with you, I think I may have put in A, but that was wrong.
No, yeah, leverage just means that you're leveraging against the use of borrowed funds. So let me give you guys an example of leverage, and then we'll move on to number two. So, all right. So if you have a, let's see, a life insurance policy, a whole life insurance policy, that's a guaranteed life insurance policy of like $1 million. You can use that policy after you've had it for 2 years. You're leveraging against those funds to purchase assets or to finance an investment. That's an example of it. You're using something else as collateral, is what you're using, because it's a guarantee that's going to pay you back, so you'll be able to get the loan to buy a investment property.
Okay.
All right. So Allison, do you want to go ahead and do number two?
Sure. How is the binder deposit shown on the closing disclosure form? Oh, do you want me to answer too, or
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
It is shown as a credit to the buyer.
All right, perfect. Yes.
C.
C. Always credited the buyer. The binder deposit. Binder is another fancy word of saying escrow deposit. It's all the same
So
thing.
that would be like your earnest money?
Correct. Yes.
I think.
Okay, so escrow funds,
Correct.
all good. It's
It's always gonna
okay.
be credited to the buyer, because so like if you're buying a house and you put $2,000 down, that money is not going to go to the seller ever.
Right.
It's only going to go. That's going to be credited to the buyer always, because that's going toward your closing costs to purchase the home.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're
Okay.
just moving it from the escrow account to the purchase of the home, to
Okay.
buying the house. That's all they're doing with that.
All right.
All right. Nicole, number three.
What is the status of a sales associate's license if he or she does not complete the required post-licensing education prior to his or her first renewal cycle? That one is involuntary inactive?
No, it would be D, null and void.
No.
If you do not complete the required post-license prior to your first renewal, your license will become null and void, and you have to start all over again.
That's why you're saying that we have.
Does that happen like every renewal period, or is that just apply on the first one?
If you haven't done
Like
the
for
post-license,
nursing-
first one, because the post-license is supposed to be done in the first cycle.
That's why.
Okay,
That's
so
why-
during the first, it's 2 years that the license are good for, right?
Correct.
All right, so in that first 2 years, you have to take that 40 something, I think it's a 48-hour course?
45-hour post-license.
Okay, so you have to complete it sometime in that 2 years before your license expires.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I just finished doing yesterday, was my CEUs is what we call them, continuing education units for nursing. Because I
Okay.
have to renew my license in April. And I wanted to get it out of the way so I could fully, just be on this stuff right here.
Oh yeah, and when I recommend to you guys, when you get done with the course and when you pass the state exam, that you enroll in my post-license course immediately and get it over with. Because trust me, time will get away from you at the two.
Oh, you can do it that quickly? That's
Yep,
great. Yeah.
immediately after.
I'll do
I
that.
When I was in school for real estate, they told me to get it over with, to get it out of the way. Yep.
Yeah.
So
But you
just-
don't have to do that every renewal,
No,
right?
no, after your first cycle of this, you just have to do the 14 hours.
14 hours.
of
14
continuing
hours?
Yeah.
continuing education after the first cycle is over.
And is there a place where you can like get that online or?
Oh
do you
yeah, I
have-
have it. I thought my school has that online too. The 14-hour CEs.
Anything you want.
Oh,
Yep.
okay,
I can do it.
perfect.
I have it all for you guys. Yep. The
Thank
post
you.
license and CEs. Yes, ma'am. Alright.
Number 4, which of the following is not true concerning kickbacks?
Um,
And in the state of Florida, they are illegal.
yeah, all kickbacks are illegal.
They are illegal.
Well, that's what's not true, which is all legal because there are, you can. Kickbacks
Oh.
cannot violate RESPA. See,
Right.
that's so the answer is all kickbacks are legal is not true.
Right, because there's some that you can do if it's a certain amount of money or something.
right because
$50?
yeah, it's whatever is like a reasonable. Basically, it's not true because kickbacks cannot. This is true, which is kickbacks cannot violate RESPA, Real Estate Settlement Procedure Act, right? All right.
Okay,
So, but any kind of kickbacks or whatever have to be like disclosed to all parties involved in the transaction.
okay, yeah, you gotta put it in the contract.
Right.
Okay, I remember now.
But what is not true is all kickbacks are illegal. Do you understand that, Lee?
Yes. I know.
Yes, it's what is not true. Yes,
Not
I
true.
got it.
So I just want to make sure you guys understood it was not true because that's where they get you on the test. Like
They do
sometimes,
some tricky stuff.
oh yeah, they put that on there. All right.
So it's A?
No, the answer is D,
It's D.
which is not true. Is all kickbacks are illegal.
Oh, which is not, okay.
Mhm.
Is it me? Do I read?
Yeah, Allison, your turn. Number 5.
Number 5, when a lender declares all the unpaid balance due and payable as a result of a default, the lender is exercising which clause in a mortgage?
It's actually in his Kahoot game,
Yeah, this was in the Kahoot game too.
acceleration clause.
Yes, that's correct.
Yep. C.
And I think a good way to remember is just that when they're saying, hey, you need to pay me everything right now,
That means they're
they
accelerating it.
sped it up. They accelerated that shit.
Yep. Like the pap smear.
Oh, hey, we're recording, Lee.
I'm sorry.
So this is going on. This is going to be on YouTube stuff. So you got to be careful, please. 6. Nicole's turn.
Which mortgage clause allows the mortgagee the right to demand the outstanding loan balance plus accrued interest in the event that the borrower sells or transfer any interest in the property without the lender's prior written consent? Which mortgage clause?
And that's probably meant to confuse us a little bit.
Well, sort of. So
Yeah, because it seems like I'm trying to figure out what it's really saying.
so basically, what it's saying is like
Mortgagee, is the mortgagee the person that's holding the mortgage, correct? So that's the bank or whoever's holding that mortgage.
yep.
Yep.
Mortgagee is the
And-
bank, and the mortgagor would
Is
be
person,
the borrower.
The borrower.
Yep.
Okay, so they're wanting all the money plus the interest.
So if you're
Oh, so like if I own a house and I want to sell it, I can't sell it and keep the money. I have to sell it and give them what is owed to
well,
them
yeah,
before I
like
can do anything.
so, like say you have a mortgage for say that you sell the house for $300,000, you owe 200,000. The bank, the lender that you have the mortgage with on the house you own that you're selling, is going to get paid the balance of your mortgage plus interest, and then you get to keep the remaining difference from after
But-
the mortgage is paid in full.
Okay, so when you say plus interest, that's just the interest that's accrued up until the day they're paid.
Correct.
It's not the full interest on the full life of the loan.
No, no,
right?
yeah, if you pay it off earlier, you pay up interest up to the day of closing.
Okay,
Because interest accrues daily
Daily.
on your loan.
yes, okay,
Does that make sense now, guys?
yeah,
So basically it's saying that due on sale clause is that they're getting their money to pay off that loan before you get your cash of profit, whatever the difference might
It's a
be from
due.
the sale,
You have to do. the-
due on sale.
Right.
It just, I mean, that happens no matter what, because the title company, they find out there's a mortgage and they won't let you sell that release. They won't release the funds until the lender has been paid off in full. The mortgage company's been paid in full.
so
Within,
basically, I'm just gonna write down that the bank gets paid first.
right. And when they say about interest is that the title company calls the mortgage company when they're going to do closing and gets a payoff, like the farthest out payoff amount, which includes the interest for up to that is all it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect, thank you.
No worries. You're welcome. Nicole, right? Or is it Lee, your turn? Right? Oh yeah, it is your turn, Lee. Right?
Which of the following statements concerning market value is true?
Well, I can already tell you right now.
It's the most realistic one.
Which one is it?
It's
Letter.
it's A. It's market
Right.
value is the most probable price a property should bring in a competitive and open market under all conditions.
Requisite to a fair sale under certain guidelines published by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So when you guys look at this question, then Tina and Amanda, I know you guys aren't with us tonight, which is fine, but I want to explain this to all of you guys, is that thinking about this when you go to sit for the state exam or the course exam, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you look at B, market value same as price, market value, then C, market value is the value an investor would typically pay. No. So you can already look at this. I mean, I just know this from experience and practice and taking this before, but I'm just going to teach you right here, let you guys know. You can look at B, C, and D, and there's no way those answers are correct.
No.
They don't even make any sense. See?
Right,
Yeah, it's going to be A, like you said, market value is the most probable price the property should bring in a competitive and open market under all conditions. So you can just look at
so
that.
did they need to put that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in there? Or is that just to kind of throw you off?
No, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, that's the right answer because under a fair sale under these guidelines.
No.
Did they put up, okay,
Yeah.
I think I get it.
This question will
it threw me
probably
off
be on
saying
the, this exact question will definitely more than likely be on one of the versions of the state exam.
To be honest with you,
For sure.
Again, I think that 75% of these questions in this packet, if you know this, at least you can look at it like this. You got at least almost 50 of those questions correct.
Yep, these are the 50, and then you guys, this is gonna be, that will definitely be on the test. this
Because the
question.
next question is definitely, I do remember that one. And because,
Number 8.
yeah,
Okay,
do know.
Nicole, so let's go into number 8. What is number 8? Read number 8 for us.
Oh, yeah. Okay. William, sorry, I'm looking at my phone. It's like so tiny. That's why it's like 1 millimeter large.
You don't have the packet, would you either? I'll have to give you another copy of this then tomorrow. The packet that you don't have the 50 most questions in hand or no?
No, it's on the phone, they're small, she's using her phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
using the phone.
give you another printout of this tomorrow.
Yeah, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Because I don't have a printer. But anyway,
Oh, I can print it for you.
William holds title and fee simple of a 35-acre property. Deeds the land to Robert until Robert dies. At that time, Tanya is to receive title to the land. Which statement is true concerning the situation? I did all this inside. This was.
Hmm.
Which statement?
well, you know what? It actually the answer is in the question. Robert
Yeah,
already
it's
died, so
A
Robert
or C?
had to pay-
Yep, C.
Right.
C, the C, okay.
Robert would have a life estate if he was still alive,
Well, first of all,
but he dies.
first of all, William has nothing to do with this because
Right.
William's giving this land to Robert until Robert dies.
And who's the next?
So
one?
first A and B you can eliminate when you're taking the exam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And D is not right because William doesn't have a life estate.
Because he's dead. Right.
He's giving the title over the deed to Robert. So why would he have a life estate?
Right.
So Robert has a life. The fact that William deeds the land to Robert, the life estate goes from William to Robert in this question.
Right.
And then
Yes.
Tanya is to receive the land after Robert dies.
Right.
She's the remainder man, or whatever we call it, remainder estate. What they call it, remainder man. But remainder estate. So you guys got that right. Does everybody understand that? Or
Yes.
Yes.
okay. But this is another thing that when I was reviewing some of the lead today and we are listening to the video of that lady that talks in the class online, the recording videos, she says, and I tell you guys, I'm going to stress this again to everybody in the class and everyone listening that's listening to this later. Read the questions very carefully because they are giving you hints most of the time, not always, most of the time, they're giving you hints as to what answer is correct by the question.
And the answer is in there.
And the answer is in the question sometimes.
I mean,
So read it
William is
carefully.
in there 3 times, but
Right,
that's
well,
not the question.
The
The
fact
3
that it
days
goes
to Robert.
that he's deeding the land to Robert, that life estate
Oh.
goes from William to Robert.
William has nothing to
William
do
has,
with it.
so A and B are automatically wrong, and D is wrong
Right.
because he no longer has a life estate.
Right.
William. So that's why C.
See,
is-
when I very first time I read that question, I did the same thing that I'm sorry, what's her name again? I forgot already.
Nicole?
Nicole.
The other girl.
Oh.
Anyways, I got the same, I thought the same as you. I said, oh, I think it's A. And then I had to reread it again because, really realizing then that William had nothing to do with it at all.
Yeah, because as soon as you see that at the time Tanya's received the title of the land when Robert dies, that means C's right because Tanya has a remainder estate when Robert dies.
Well, see, A is
Right.
definitely the answer because Robert has remaining estate, but.
Well, yeah,
Robert
no,
said-
because well, the reason A is not right is because William gives his life estate to Robert when he deeds the land to Robert. So that's why it's not
Robert's dead.
correct. Does he understand that, Lee?
Or yes, for Robert's.
Where's she
dead.
going? Does she need to go outside?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Rosie's like walking around pacing.
Babe, please just-
Sorry, guys. All right, number
Okay.
9. We're back to Allison, right? For this
Yeah, I think so. If the subject property, and that's the property that's selling, right? Or
Correct.
being-
the
okay.
one that you're selling or buying. Yes.
Okay. So if the subject property has 3 bedrooms
Right.
and the comparable property has 2 bedrooms and a bedroom is worth $10,000, what is the correct adjustment is to,
Yes.
So
okay,
remember CBS and CIA, right?
yes, like I remember the initials, something
CIA is
making
comp-
it better and
yeah.
improving or something
comp
not.
better, subtract,
Comp better.
subtract,
Subtract.
and then comp inferior add.
Comp better. Subtract.
So we'll go over this question all together before you guys answer it too. If the subject property has 3 bedrooms, right? The property that we're either selling or buying, and the comparable property has 2 bedrooms, and a bedroom is worth 10,000. So the thing is here with number 9.
Oh my God, it's in the answer.
Wait, babe.
That means the 2-bedroom is not,
No,
it's not as
that
good.
means the comp is inferior. No, the comp is inferior to the
Right.
subject property.
Subtract.
No, nope,
no, you
What?
add.
You
So you
add
would add
because-
the 10,000 to the comp.
comparable. Because the subject property has 3 bedrooms, right? And the comp property has 2. So
Oh, right. Oh, yes, you add it.
you would think
Okay,
you're gonna
yeah.
add, yeah.
There's one more.
So-
Okay.
To turn this around, if the subject property has 3 bedrooms, and we said the comparable property has 4 bedrooms, then we would subtract the 10,000
From the comp.
from the comp better subtract, right, from the comp. Who's drinking
So it's
now?
always from the comparable house, never from the subject, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Comp,
that makes it easier
Better
too to
subtract
remember.
and comp inferior add. Inferior in this case, we're gonna add because the comparable property has only 10 bedrooms, or I'm sorry, 2 bedrooms. And so you add the 10,000 to the subject to the comparable value on B. Yep.
Perfect.
All right. Oh, and Lee, I think this one's your question, but hurry
Oh,
up.
that number 10.
Oh, yeah, our fun one. No, this is not as hard as you think.
It's not. Now that you explained it, I know exactly how to
Wait,
do it.
we did this on the
Oh,
math
this-
questions, remember? The other
This
day?
is what I was wondering about the section 11.
You got the good fun question, Lee. Look,
No,
number
I
10.
saw- No,
That's yours.
can't we just do that?
No, no. You gotta work on this one. We already, you guys know the answer because that was in my math review the other day. This is the exact question that we did when we were
This
on here
was-
with Amanda and Allison. And what?
This
Nicole?
is the one that I said I didn't understand the section 11.
All right,
Section 11 has nothing to do with it whatsoever at
Nope.
all.
ignore that part.
Right.
That's just in there.
Oh.
That's just
Mess
no,
with you.
no
Right,
reason in there.
That's what I was gonna tell you.
It's to get you to overthink it, to
Right.
overthink the
Oh.
problem.
They're
Yeah,
trying
because
to
I was
make
like,
you
what is
overthink.
that? I was like, what?
So how many acres and square feet are there in the legal description? So remember,
640.
640.
it's by the denominator, but you guys should, you and Allison should remember this answer because we went over this with Amanda in the math. This is I took this question from this 50 most questions and put it in the math review with you guys that day. What we did the other
Yeah, it's 640 in a parcel.
day. 640 acres in a parcel.
Right. Isn't that what you told me? Or told us
Um,
last week?
Partial.
Yes, we did this one last week. Yep. We went, that's the
Yeah,
one. we
so
went
the
over.
number 1 when it says north 1 of 2 and all of those, the 1 is always 640. The little slashes divide it by,
Right,
2.
the denominator. Yep.
And then, so you do that, you take 640 divided by 2, and you get 320, and you divide that by now 4, because SE1 4.
Right.
And then when you divide that, you get, I don't know, 80.
Well, the numbers are going down. This is a calculator problem.
Well, also you need to remember.
Right.
And then
You
the
can-
and then you remember
And
and separates it. Right.
stops the
Stops the
whole.
thing. Yep. So then we just got to divide this. Actually, I'm gonna type it on the screen. I know I did that the other day for us. So Lee, do you have your calculator over there?
No, yes.
I'm gonna.
So
this is
you
a-
can take a calculator with you, right? As long as it's not on your
a,
phone.
a base. Yeah, they'll offer you one too, but I would you just go to the dollar store or Publix and get a cheap basic calculator.
Okay,
You
perfect.
probably can't
Oh,
see my calculator.
tell her to
because I
come
have
back
a
here.
green screen on, see? Kind of
Okay.
floating. It's just
Yeah,
a
I see
basic,
it.
it's a basic one. Make sure you get one that's solar, but also has a battery in it. Because in case there's not enough light in the testing room, the solar
Uh-huh.
calculator may not work inside. Because there's not enough light, because the blinds are closed. All right,
Okay,
so I'm gonna type this one out and then for,
Thank you.
all right, so 1 on the top is the 640. Just remember 1 is 640, like Allison said. And then we're gonna, no, this is not it. Well, this is not the answer. A is not the answer, but I'm gonna type it right here for us.
okay.
So 640
Divided by
divided by
2.
2. And then I'm gonna do the calculation. So this is just taking your time and just using the calculator and not stressing, right? So don't stress over
Right.
this. So this is 320. This is a simple calculator problem, a really easy problem. And then we're gonna take 320 divided by 4,
4.
and then that's gonna equal 320. These are the ones I like doing these problems because they're really easy division problems. All right, Lee, that's not nice. All right,
And
so
then
then you're gonna
divide by
take
4 again.
80 divided by 4. So we're going down in numbers. The numbers are going down as we move to the right. So if you do this step by, you're gonna have a plastic acrylic sheet or something they're gonna give you that you write on with a pen that you can't erase, where you can take note, work out the problem is what you're gonna do. Wait, and we
Okay.
doing this right?
So
Oh, yes,
divide
we
that
are.
by,
Yes.
okay, so that's
Now we're gonna
20.
go on to the next one, right? No, we don't have to divide anything yet. So we're gonna do
No,
this.
you have to go, because of the and, it's like plus, sort
Correct.
of.
Well, it's a separate problem on that one. So then it's gonna be 640 divided by
Divided by
2,
2,
which is 320 again.
yes, and then divided by 4. No, I'm
Divided
sorry, divided by 2
2.
again.
Divided by 2.
And then.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure I don't make a mistake here. Hold on. No, that's 6 after and. Oh, no, that's right. Okay.
And the
Sorry, guys,
1, 2 of
my
1,
brain
2,
is-
yeah.
And then divided by
Two again.
2 again, which is
I
now
think she was-
320 divided by 2, 160.
2,
Then divided by 4
yes, and that's 40.
and
And then
40
you divide by 4 one more time, which is 10, and you add them together and it.
gets
get
you
30.
30 acres is the answer. 30 acres. That part. How do we get the?
But, and I think we talked about for the square feet, you had to know how many square feet are in an acre.
43,560. square
Yeah,
feet in an acre.
43,560, I believe is
That's the
what it
number to
is.
memorize. So you take 43,560 and you times it by 30, which will give you 1,306,800 square feet.
It looks so complicated, but it's so easy once you get that, what the formula is.
You just have to remember that the one on the top is always 640 and that you're dividing it down to smaller numbers like we just outlined, and that 43,560 is how much that is the amount of square feet in an acre, right? You take
Yep.
43,560 and you times it by the number of acres, and that gives you 1,306,800.
Yep.
Nicole, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes,
All right, cool.
Okay.
and I just screenshotted it.
All right, cool.
My turn?
Yeah. So Lee, your turn. Number 11. Read number
Okay,
11 for me.
This is actually, these right here makes me a lot nervous.
All right, Lou.
but It makes a lot of sense. Which of these describe of a non-freehold estate that includes a definite specified amount of time? Okay, it kind of is explanatory when you specified amount of time. And then the freehold, meaning there's probably a few people on.
Non-freehold.
What?
You said freehold is non-freehold.
Oh, not freehold.
There's a
Right.
difference. That's why. I'm just making sure you understand
Right.
that.
So. It is B, estate by.
No, it is not. 11 is D. It's D for years.
It's-
I'm looking at the answer key. It's D. Estate for years.
Oh my god,
Yes. This is the tenancy at will is with no beginning or ending date.
Right.
It's tenancy at will. So non-freehold estate includes a definite specified period of amount of time would be estate for years with a specified amount. So it'd be like a lease on a property. If you lease or rent a house for a year, that's an estate for years, right? And if it's a tenancy at will, that'd be month to month, with no lease. It's tenancy at will. But don't confuse yourself with rentals. It's estate for years is what it is, okay,
Right.
guys? Does anyone have questions?
it.
on that? Nicole?
Okay, and I think I have, am I gonna do 12? It's a
Dave,
math question.
No, seriously, do you understand that before we move on?
no, yes, I understand.
Okay, so just remember estate for years, when it says non-freehold estate, you may have been thinking about freehold, that's when it's a freehold estate, it's probably an estate by the entirety. But for this question, it's D.
Right.
All right, yeah, Allison, your turn.
What are the documentary stamp taxes on the deed on a property that sold for 486,310,
Or 460,000,
460,000,
yeah, on that
Yeah.
one.
468, did I say 86?
86, yeah, it's 468.
Oh, sorry,
No, it's all good.
468,310, and has an assumed mortgage of 125,000 and a new mortgage of 205,000 with a list price of 500. There's so many numbers in there. I
Right?
just need the formula because I couldn't do this one.
All right, no problem. We'll work this one out together. All right, once you have the sale price the sale price, right? Which is
Right.
468,310. So I'm gonna type this out here for you guys. We're gonna go through the steps together. And all of you guys, ladies that are watching this later on the recording. So you got the sale price, right? Because that's what the purchase price is.
Yes, 468, 310.
Then you're gonna
I think what
divide
threw
that-
me off too is because there's a new mortgage and an assumed mortgage.
right.
And there's something you told us about a new mortgage always being something.
Well, with the
7%.
no, okay, yes. Hold on one second, guys. Let me
0.7.
hold on, Lee. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
0.75 or something.
Right. This one is gonna be the 70 cents. Point is this for the doc stamps. And the doc stamps is on the purchase price, not the assumed, or you don't need to worry about assumed mortgage. They're just adding all that stuff in there to trick you. Okay?
Okay, that's what I thought. It seems
Yep.
so wordy and it's like, I
Yep.
don't know.
They're gonna do that on
I
purpose
don't
for
know
us.
formula. There's too many numbers. I
So
was
the
losing it.
doc stamps, what is this one? Doc stamps on the deed on a property is only on the purchase price.
And
That's
it's
it.
always 70 for the
70
test?
cents. Yep. For this one, 70
70.
cents. So we're gonna do the math here on this one. Yes, very good that you guys caught on to that. That is, it's wordy on purpose. They want to see if you're paying attention. That's what they're looking for.
Right, so you're not just memorizing stuff and,
Well,
Not really knowing what you're
they
doing.
want to see if you're alert when you're taking the test. Probably is what they want to do. I mean, I don't know how they came up with this stuff, but
well, I think they're testing your critical thinking skills.
yeah, that's exactly. You're right. That's what it is. It's the critical thinking is what they're trying to test.
Like they know you can figure out these answers eventually if you have the right formulas and someone tells you how to figure it
Now,
out, but
Now
you
here's
gotta
the
think
next
around
part.
all these words.
So here's the next part I'm going to tell you guys on this one is that only on this. Okay. Let me see here. What else am I looking at? Only on the doc stamps on the deed is the only number you're going to round up. So we're going to round this up because you can't have 10 cents. This won't calculate correctly if you use the decimal 46.8310. So we're going to round this up. I'm going to take that out for you guys. Round up. Only
The sale price we're
one,
rounding
two.
up?
Yeah, the 46.8310 because you can't have a fraction of a stamp. That's why.
Right. Okay, so wait, you started with the sale price and divided it by 100?
Right. Now we're gonna
And now-
round it up. What's that? Go ahead. Sorry.
Where did you get the 100?
Oh, that's just the memorization. You have we devote. You remember you divide these all by 100.
Documentation.
All this no the transfer tax, the doc stamp, everything gets divided by 100.
Okay, always divide,
That's just a memorization part. Yep.
and this is the intangible tax or,
No, this one's on the doc stamp of the deed on the deed.
so
You
always
only need
divide the sale price by 100, right?
Yep. So like on number 12 here, it says this is a transfer tax question from chapter 14 and very popular. When you were asked for
Okay.
the documentary stamp taxes on the deed, you only need the sales price, no other figure. So what it's saying here is ignore the part where it says assume mortgage, and ignore new mortgage, and ignore list price.
Yeah,
you
and
gotta
all that
eliminate
threw
all
me
this.
off.
All this stuff is useless for this problem. They just threw that in there because they want to see if you're paying attention and listening to what you learned in the course to ignore all these numbers.
Right,
That's it. But you always will divide by 100 is what you do.
Okay,
So but this is the only one. And for Tina and Amanda, I know when you guys play this back tonight or tomorrow, whenever it is, the doc stamp tax on the deed is the only dollar amount that you round up. The stamp, the doc or the stamp, the note and the transfer tax, you never round those up. Only the doc stamp on the deed because you cannot have a fraction of a stamp. Does that make sense?
okay.
Because you can't have 35 cents and 35 cents over 10 or whatever the fraction comes
So
up.
so you make it 46.84, okay.
Right, exactly. And when you make it 46.84, then you're gonna times it by 70 cents.
which is the dot stamp price.
Yep, that's just the price of the stamp.
And see, I was trying to throw, because of that assumed in the new,
Yep.
I was trying to throw that other thing that's 0.002, the doc stamp thing
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
no, that's, the only
The
question they're
intangible
asking you
tax.
is, what is the documentary stamp tax on the deed on the property that's sold for? And you're just gonna focus on this question only, you just focus on the purchase price or the sold price, purchase price.
Yes.
This is all a bunch of nonsense to see if you're paying
Oh my
attention.
god, so that's the answer?
What I just put, 3278.80.
That's the answer for number 12.
Yep. 32 A is the answer.
Oh.
12.
Oh, A is the answer?
Yep. Because you
When you
take the
got that by
46,
multiplying it by 0.70?
correct,
Yeah,
and it gives you that exactly in the calculator.
Yep.
So the reason is
Oh,
that
okay.
if you did not answer, the reason that you need to, this is a memory thing. The reason you need to remember on this question, the doc stamp on the deed for
Round up.
property, you have to round up, because let me just give you guys an example. If you were to take, if you forget to round up, your answer will be wrong, right?
and it's probably gonna
So
be-
4683.10 times 0.70. Hold on, let me just, I did that wrong. 4683.10 times 0.7 gives you 3278.17.
Okay, so it's still.
If you didn't round it up, you would be like, where the hell is the answer? Right?
Right.
That's why I'm trying to reiterate and stress to you guys. The doc stamp on the deed of the purchase price, round up the dollar amount, then times it by 70 cents for the stamp tax on this one.
But you never round up anywhere else,
Nope.
right?
The other two, the transfer and the note, you never round up. Just the doc stamp on the deed. That's it. So write that down, guys, in your notes. Doc stamp on the deed, round up before you multiply by 70 cents. Because if you don't round up on the doc stamp on the deed, they're gonna get the answer wrong. It won't, you won't find the answer on the test if you do it like that. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Is my teaching style getting more
Well, it
intense?
makes sense now.
Is my
No, I think
teaching
it's gonna
style
make
more
it so much easier.
Well, that makes sense how to get that answer.
Look, you guys are my first like live teaching session practice. You know that, right?
Yay.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
so honored.
Lee said, "Yay!" Well, that's nice.
It's
Okay,
probably hard for Lee because, he wants,
that's all
I think
good,
it'd be hard to have your spouse teaching you.
Oh, no.
right? No, Lee, don't make any comment.
Not at
We're
all.
on recording right now. Please keep it clean. All right, so we're gonna go on. Nicole, are you awake there? You good? All right, number
Right
13.
here. My favorite. Okay, one of these word ones. Broker Kenny has decided to send out flyers to increase his revenue. Kenny had his licensed assistant send out 500 flyers to business owners in the city. On the flyers, it was explained that for every buyer or seller that they send Kenny, he will give them a referral fee of $50, which applies.
Oh, yep.
I don't think Kenny can do that if he's a licensed real estate person, is he? Can you?
No, the thing is that, okay,
Not.
what is it? First, do you guys know the answer? And then I can explain.
I
Nicole,
think
do you-
that he's in violation of the
Yep.
Florida statute 475. It
Correct.
could be punished.
Yeah,
Because you can't give a referral or you can't give a commission to anybody that's unlicensed.
That's a kickback.
And no, this is not a kickback. This is he's giving them a referral fee.
Oh, right.
A referral fee cannot be paid to anybody unless they're licensed.
Right. My bad.
See? It says on there, on the flyers, it was explained that for every buyer seller that they send Kenny. So he's saying that he's gonna give business owners that don't have a real estate license $50 every time they refer a buyer or seller to the agent, to the broker.
And you see, you're so right about this, the way they word this. Kenny had his licensed assistant, which would make you think, oh,
Right.
it's okay. You're allowed to do it as long as yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has to be
Well,
licensed.
broker, but Kenny's also licensed too. So that's where they're tripping you up, right?
Right.
It's because Kenny, it doesn't say broker Kenny has his license. Well, they're telling you he's a broker. so
Because he's a
obviously
broker,
has a
so yeah,
license.
he has to.
Right. And then who cares about whether they said licensed or unlicensed? It would still be a violation for even with the assistant being licensed or unlicensed. They're trying to make you think that, oh, maybe since the assistant has a license for real estate, he can give $50 to everybody that's non-licensed. Is what they're trying to.
Yeah.
That's how they're trying to trick you in this
I
question.
mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and all the questions.
It's just looking for when you go and read it, you're gonna look for things that don't make sense, right? Like when I took the broker's exam, that's what they did to me too.
Yeah.
I'm looking at stuff like when it came to law or operating the bit or operating a brokerage, and the same thing with the sales associate course here. They're gonna put words in there like you're gonna read it again a second time, and you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense at all. You know, why does that? Why would it matter if Kenny has a license? I mean, yeah, if broker Kenny was to give $50, first of all, broker Kenny would be the one that would have to give the referrals because he's the broker, right?
Mhm.
The licensed assistant couldn't do it, but it doesn't matter because they're both licensed. Neither one of them can give a referral or a commission to a non-licensed person. That's all there is to that question.
Okay.
Yeah, and because it says anyone that buys or sells, which
Right.
means there's a commission, so they can't have any.
Any
Yeah,
commission
I
of
got
any
it.
sort, that means even gifts, you can't give somebody a gift. Because that
Right.
would be considered a form of commission.
And this
Anything that has monetary value
number
is
4,
not allowed. Is it your turn?
Yeah,
Right,
number-
14.
Number 14, the following set of administration rules developed by the Florida Real Estate Commission is, and it was on Nick's Kahoot thing. It's chapter J161J2.
Yep, C.
Sorry about
Yep.
that.
Yeah, they're gonna make you make a mistake there where they put 61J
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
yeah.
I almost put that too because I wasn't paying attention.
yeah, they're
So this
just
is
that's
awesome to have
basically coming
this.
down to paying attention when you read the questions and the answers, guys. All right.
Yeah,
All right, we're going to 15. Is it
I think
Allison,
it's
your turn.
me. Yeah. A licensed broker, a broker listed his neighbor's house. And at the listing appointment, the neighbor disclosed that the floor was ripped up in one part of the kitchen. It is a small tear in the linoleum that the homeowner has covered by a rug to prevent someone from tripping, which applies.
Oh, this is
The broker has no legal obligation. I'm just reading them off, but yeah, no, I know which one it is. You guys can answer though.
What number or yeah, which answer is it?
oh, but I mean, it's
It's B.
P.
well, you have to.
Yeah,
the
you have to
broker
tell-
must tell
To be
potential-
legal,
You
you have to.
disclose.
disclose.
Well,
Even
no,
as a broker, you have
Right,
to
well,
disclose.
Yeah.
the reason they have to disclose is that anything that can affect the value of the home.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so B. B, Rose. All right, so then Nicole, or right, or
Yes.
Yes, Nicole.
Nicole, 16.
Sit down.
Which of the following disclosures must be signed?
The B, the
Yeah.
consent to transition to transaction broker disclosure form.
Yep, only when you transition to a different or agree or just do a different relationship, then you would disclose, then you would have to do it.
Right, so would that be like if you had a non-relationship as a broker? And then,
Oh,
You know
no,
what I
if you
mean?
were, yeah, if you were a single agent or you're a transaction broker. Wait, no, if you have no brokerage relationship or you're a single agent and you want to switch to transaction broker, then you have to have the consent to transition to transaction broker. So A and C,
and that's when you
or-
use that form.
correct.
And it's just for brokers or it's not for just,
Or that's broker, or in this case, they mean agent. So it's, it's gonna, transaction broker, even though you're a sales associate, they are calling, the form is called transaction broker disclosure form. The reason it's called transaction broker disclosure form, because everything is in the name of the broker, no matter what.
Right.
When there's a listing under my brokerage, if Rachel on my team has a listing, anybody on my team that has a listing, even though your name is on the listing, everything is technically in the name of my company.
Yeah.
It won't
right,
go to me.
It's so badass.
That's why. That's why they call it a broker form.
so even as a single agent, that has to happen if
Bro,
the
if
relationship changes.
okay, in the state of Florida, the assumption is that unless indicated on an agreement or on a disclosure, if there is no disclosure present, then everybody in the state of Florida assumes that you're a transaction broker in Florida,
Okay,
unless it's in writing, like as a single agent. All right, so 17.
Is that me?
Yeah, it's
Okay, well,
Lee again, I think. Yeah,
Actually, it's real simple.
go ahead.
Which of the following statements is true concerning advertising? Well, the first three is the first blind advertisement.
Yeah, that's right.
all you need to know, but the rest of it is fill in the.
They're
blanks.
this is a
About
bunch of
advertisement,
nonsense. The other ones.
That failed to disclose the name of the brokerage. Again,
Well, no,
blind advertising.
the reason the other ones are not true.
Right.
Advertising is not a service of real estate. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
that's all you guys do is advertise.
Right, but that doesn't make any sense. See, if you're on a team, there are no restrictions on the size of the lettering of your team's name. Of course there is. The broker logo has to be larger than the team name. And
Yes,
there's even rules for how you can name your team. D, doesn't make sense. Sales associates can advertise in their name only. Well, that not including that is a blind advertisement right there.
All right.
D. So it's that's why it's B. On
Well,
this
it
one.
just says true concerning advertisement, blind advertisement. That's just,
Yep.
that's just.
All right. So are we back to Allison, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah,
Let's
go ahead,
see.
Allison. 18.
Okay, 18. Which of the following is a written opinion of value? And how many of you went an appraisal and then said, no, that's not right?
Right?
It's a broker's price opinion.
Correct.
It's like what I think that it might be worth, or what you think a house might be worth, I guess. It's just
The
your
keyword
opinion.
is opinion of value right there, because an appraisal can't be an opinion of value.
All right, it has to be facts.
Right. It has to be based off USPAP standards. That's why D's not right either.
Right.
USPAP is the standards
Universal standards of something,
property appraiser practices.
property appraiser practices.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But look at that. They give you the answer in the question, because look what
I
it says
know,
right here.
they do.
It says opinion and opinion. There you go.
Yeah.
You look at opinion in the question, you see that answer with the broker's price opinion, there's your answer, right?
Yeah,
Right.
but
And
if
they
you
gave
don't
the
take
answer
your
to the question.
time,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
if you
majority
don't
of the
take your time
time,
and read these, man.
if
Oh,
you
sorry, go
don't-
ahead.
No, you're good. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Allison. If you rush through it, you're not going to pass the test. And if you take your time and you take your 3 hours, you're going to pass the exam.
And like that old lady says in all the videos, most of the questions will have
That's what.
bits and pieces of an answer.
Right. This one 18 has opinion in the question and opinions in the answer. That's how you know that is the correct one right there. Nicole, 19.
Yeah. Okay. Which of the following is the type of method a surveyor would use to describe a property that is in a subdivision? That is, hang on.
Wow, it's in the answer again.
The method, so that would be surveyor's method. Surveyor's method.
Well,
A
no.
B?
I think it's C, the
C.
plat method, because
Plat
when there's
method.
a subdivision,
Oh, plat
everything's
method.
divided into
Lot and
plats.
block is how they survey
Now, a
property is-
subdivision.
in a
is
subdivision.
Is a block method.
a lot and block, because it's in a certain area is where like it's limited to. That's why it would be C, plat method, also called the lot and block method. Would be C. You know why?
Wow, C and B are so close.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, C,
Yeah.
well, it's not government survey, and it's not survey.
It's the plat.
It's
method.
not Mets and Bounds, and it's not a surveyor's method. That's why B is not right, because it's a surveyor's method. But it's still the lot and block method, but it's plat method. You call it a plat, like the lot is a plat.
And a block is a block method of the subdivision.
All right, I guess I'll read a question. Let me read 20. The
Okay.
statute of fraud states that
Everything must be in writing to be enforceable.
Yep, C.
well, it's C, because all contracts that convey
Right,
any
it
interest
is.
in land must be in writing to be enforceable. Correct.
Everything has to be.
Well, make sure you don't answer D on the state exam because that one's wrong.
No,
It says in writing, but it's not right because it doesn't say convey any interest.
Right.
C is the right answer on that one. And then back to Lee, right?
Yep.
You 21.
well, this one, which of the following is incorrect concerning FHA and VA mortgages? Well, it is D only because I guess.
Oh, the origination fee.
but The VA is a government issued loan that could become.
Insured loan, babe, not issued. Make sure you know that. You
What?
said issued, it says insured. There's a difference between
Oh,
the
I'm
two
sorry,
words.
insured loan that could be accompanied.
There's
by-
no origination fee for a VA loan. That's why it's wrong.
Oh, originated fee, there is none.
There is a funding fee. C is right was the correct answer because there is a funding fee. The reason C is incorrect is because it says the word is changed to, first of all,
There's no.
no. VA is not a government insured loan either. VA is a government guaranteed loan because it's backed by the government for the military. All right, so that's why C.
Well, is D correct then?
21 is D. No, D is correct because it's the incorrect. Which one is the
Oh,
following?
okay, it's which one is incorrect? Okay, yeah.
Because
I
there is
lost
no
that part.
origination fee in a VA loan. That's why it's incorrect.
Yes, but they do charge you another fee because we have,
Funding.
that's how we got our
Oh,
house.
C is the funding fees what they charge. Yep.
Yeah.
But not an origination fee.
Who has 22?
That would be Nicole, right?
Wait, I just have a quick question. Sorry. How many times are you allowed to use the VA loan? Like, is
Once,
there a limit?
only one time, I think.
That'll be a Kristen question, Nicole. That's a Kristen. Ask Kristen. She knows. I'm not a lender, so I can't answer that question. And I don't feel comfortable answering that question because I'm not licensed for mortgages. So I would ask her.
Okay.
Yeah,
I should
so
have asked her at
there's-
lunch. Damn it.
Yeah, there's all these different rules for VA and all loans. So I would ask Kristen. That's a Kristen question.
Okay.
So 22,
22?
yeah.
Which of the following liens would take priority?
Oh, this one's gonna be an easy answer because,
How do you answer it?
Is this what, a lien that they would put on a house that,
right. So like if they were paying, if you're selling your house, which lien would be required to be paid first when you sell your home?
the property tax, because the government
Correct.
wants their daggone money.
They're always
before
gonna be,
anyone
they're
else
always gonna
gets
be
it.
first. Property tax will be first. Correct. Yeah, they're not worried about a vendor or mechanic or contractor getting their money. The county wants their taxes.
Oh, I didn't see I didn't notice.
They want their tax money.
Okay.
I got it.
23, Allison, you wanna do 23?
Okay, sure. If the assessed value of a homesteaded residence was $89,000 and the homeowner was blind, what is the amount of the constitutional homestead tax exemption? It's another one I looked at the answer, but I don't know why that's the answer.
Okay. Hold on, Lee,
So,
hold
but
on.
it's A, but I don't know why.
Okay.
It's,
Okay, so they're blind.
so they're gonna get 50,000,
Wait, hold on, Lee, hold on. No, they're getting $500 extra
right?
on top of the 50,
50,000.
and they're getting 500 extra on the 25,000. This is not a math
That for
question.
being blind,
Yeah.
500?
So you just add $500 to the city and county, and then you add 500 for the school board districting tax. That's it. That's a memorize. The $89,000, that doesn't matter. See what I'm saying?
So 50
Right
and
after that.
25 are across the board, the homestead tax exemptions, but if you're blind, it's 55 and 25.5.
No, yeah. It's gonna always be 50,000 for city and county,
Right.
25 for school board, but you add 500 on both of them because they're blind.
So technically C and D.
C and D would be wrong.
C and D would be definitely wrong. And
Those
B-
two you can eliminate.
And B would be so close.
No,
without the
B
exception of
B
500.
would
So
be
if
if it was
if it said that they were, if it didn't say blind, then B would be correct.
correct. Yep.
Okay. So you just gotta memorize that. That's
You gotta
always
memorize. This
the
is a
tax.
memorization. And the $89,000 homesteaded residence, who cares what that number is? That doesn't mean that has nothing to do with the question. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because it's a homestead exemption. That's why it's 50,000 and 25,000. Not in this answer, but in normal, if it wasn't a blind person, it would be, B. But since this
Right.
is a blind, you add $500 to each.
and the school board is 25,000.
Wait, who has the next
I
one?
never did know what all that meant. People talked about it all the time, this homestead thing. I'm like, what the heck is that? But yeah, now I know.
Yeah,
So we're on 24. Lee.
I know.
All right, I'll do 24. This is called this is a very popular question on the state exam. This is called the bins question. I'm not sure I'm going to do the rest of them probably because it's already 8 o'clock and we're only at 24. So a 4-story building, right? Each floor contains 100 feet by 50 feet. So this is a multiple, when they're talking about, we're going to do multiplication here, right?
Yeah.
So hold on one second, guys. Let me start on this one. All right, I'm going to do the math over here in the empty space.
Okay.
We're going to start by each floor
100 by 50,
as 100 by 50, which equals 5,000.
5,000.
Put a comma to separate them. I'm trying to make this easier on myself. Okay, so you're going to do this 4 times because there's 4 floors, right? So 100 times 50, 4
Why
times.
don't you just put 5,000 times?
No. Well, that's
4.
the thing is that, well, you could do that, but they want to make sure you don't make a mistake when you're doing the test. This is why
Oh,
they're
they
having.
want you to write it out like this?
Well, no, you
Yep.
don't have to write on the test. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but they're just making sure that you guys don't miss a step. That's why.
Okay.
Because trust me, if you start combining numbers and this is part of the thing for you guys, don't overthink it. If you start overthinking it, you just don't want to complicate it just because that's how people make mistakes on the test when they start
Right.
complicating the math or the stuff. Just breaking it down. So it's 100 times 50 4 times because there are 4 floors, right?
Wow.
So that's 20,000 is 20,000 is the number.
4 floors.
For
Yes.
4 floors. You just add up all 4 floors, they're all the same size.
Times 4.
But you can't, now there's the trick to it. But you can't C-A-N-T, of C-A-N apostrophe T, you can't use 20% of the 20,000 square feet. All right. So then this is a multiplication again. So 20,000 times, this is 20%, right? 20%. Okay. So you're going to take 20,000, which was the total you got, times 20%, which gives you 4,000. All right. This represents how many square feet you cannot use to put bins in. Right. So you take 20,000. Sorry, Stu, for yelling. I'm just getting excited and teaching. Minus 4,000. Right. Hold on, Lee. Yep, 16,000. I'm just making sure I don't miss any steps. That's all. I'm breaking it down so you guys can see it on this recording. And then Nicole and Allison and Lee, you guys can watch this video over again. I'll send you guys the link too in the message. All right. 16,000 represents how many square feet you can put in the bins in, right? So if each
Right,
bin
and they're-
5, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say the bins are 5 by 5.
Right. So that's 25 square feet. So you take 16,000 divided by 25, right? Because that's 25 square feet. 16,000 divided by 25 gets you 640 bins. And that's your answer, 640 bins. It's
Now
not,
you divided it by 25 because the 4 floors, correct?
yeah,
Yes.
5 floor. Yeah, there's 4 floors.
4
25, 20, it's 25 square feet. And
Why am I missing the 20? I'm going to have to look at that again.
no, it's
16
no. The 5
divided
times
by-
5, is nothing to do with the floors. The 5 times 5 is the size of each bin.
Right.
So that we're because they're wanting to look how many bins can you put in the building. So you're going to take 16,000 square feet divided by 25. 16,000 is how many square feet that you can put bins in. That's why you divide 16,000 over 25 square feet. And 5 times 5 is the size of each bin. How many bins can fit in 16,000 square feet? The answer is 640 bins can fit.
Okay.
5 by 5. 5 times 5 is the size of them, right?
Right. 5 by 5. Got it.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and read these off, and we're going to go through these.
So,
Was that
so for that problem,
right?
okay, so we gotta, like, how many minutes should we spend on each one? Like, no longer than like 5
Yeah,
minutes on
on-
one.
The state exam is 100 questions. You get 3 hours. I would spend no more than a minute or maybe 2 minutes at max. What you
Okay.
all need to do, and I'm sure you guys know this or heard this before, or heard me say it. When you take the test, never change your answer once you submit it. Okay? Never. That's a
Yeah,
big.
you get all confused.
Not just that, you're gonna more than likely you're gonna select the wrong answer when you check it. That's what will happen. All right, guys. So then let me go to 25 so we're only halfway through, and I want to get through these for you guys. All right, this is a commission question. A property. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to type out the math and give you guys the
Okay.
answer to show you guys these. But I feel comfortable that we learned a lot for the first 24 questions. So you guys will continue learning for this. A property sold for 450,000. The sales associate listed the house is entitled to 70% of all commissions earned. Of all. If the sales associate check was 22,050, what was the property listed at? This is where you're going to be doing math backwards. Okay, substitution.
That-
What's that?
I was going to say the answer.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me. Yeah, you can.
Well, because it says all of the commission, right? I think, because you kept stressing that too, but I
Yeah.
think it's 7 because it's 70. So it would be 7.
You right?
I mean, that's how I came to that, but I don't know if there's a formula for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. You got that's right. 25 is B. That is correct. Yep.
Can you show me how you did that?
Well, actually, that was just she just took the 7 from 70, and that's how she got the answer because of
What?
all commission earned. She got it right.
Yeah, if it said they were only getting a certain part of the commission and
Right.
not all.
This would be different because it would be split between.
What if she was getting 80?
No, well, this is yeah. There would be 8% if it did all commission. Yeah, it'd be 80, but it's 70. It's 7%. And you guys, you guys can't see the piece of paper really that well, but there is they have the math questions broken down by the steps in the back of this packet. Okay, in the back.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Yes.
Behind the 50 answer key, it says there, then this is the math answer keys on the next page. So what I'm doing is like Amanda and Tina, look at the back to see the steps on this, okay? But yeah, the answer is 25 is, all right. So we're gonna go on to,
So it's the section of township is that this? I didn't.
no. How many sections are in the township? The answer is 36.
36?
Yep. Township. That's just the answer. This is that's not a math question. This is a memorization. There's always 36 sections in a township.
Okay, thank
43,560 has nothing to do with township. That's the square feet in an acre, right?
I know. I'm
And
Yeah.
640 has to do with
And
acres too, right?
Yeah, right.
and 30 is wrong, so it would be
Wait, what is
36.
The 640 again.
No, don't. That's the square. That's the 640. Remember the one we just did, the north 1/2 question?
That's the one, and the 1/2 or 1/4 for a parcel, the size of a
Right, for-
parcel.
For the size of a parcel, Lee. 640 square feet in a parcel. So, but for a township, this is just to memorize. Write it down somewhere. 36. Always.
Okay, I got it. I'm not gonna forget.
No, you're good. 27. If a newly licensed sales associate enters in a single agency relationship with the seller, and that principal asks the sales associate to discriminate in the showing of the property,
That's,
which applies.
that's an easy one.
Don't do it. You have to get out of there if they're gonna continue.
Yeah, D.
He has to withdraw.
D, don't do it on this
Yeah,
one, right?
He has to withdraw.
Yep.
It's
That's all there is
not
to it.
even-
Yep. If you move forward with the contract, that means that you agree and accept the discrimination.
And then he would be.
Right.
Found.
All right, Lee, all right, guys, let me get through these for you guys, sorry. 28. How is the intangible tax typically noted on the closing disclosure statement? You guys know this?
Buyer to debit only.
Yep.
It's,
buyer
it's
debit
money
only.
they take from you, yeah, debit.
Intangible tax is only debits are charges. Credits are they give you money, right?
Yeah.
But debits are charges. So C, you guys got it right. Buyer debit only. 29. Which applies if a licensee calls a broker's price opinion an appraisal. This is a big no-no.
Wait. Oh, the licensee could be punished by the Florida.
Real
Yeah,
estate commission.
again, that's what I
Yep.
was.
If you
talking
call that,
about.
you're in violation by the Florida.
Right.
You can be
You'd
punished
in
for it.
violation.
All right. You guys got that one, everybody? All right,
Yes.
30. In which theory in mortgage lending does the borrower not retain ownership during the loan period?
Title.
Yep, title theory.
It's the title.
Yep.
Like a car, you don't get that until it's.
Yeah, it's not your
Right.
title, it's not in your name completely until it's paid in full.
Right.
31.
Right. Just
Which
like
of
a
the
car.
following? Oh, what's that? Sorry.
Oh, it's just like a car. You don't get the title to your car until it's paid for.
Which of the following describes an option contract? 31.
That, now as I read it, it's B, a
Yep.
unilateral.
Contract
that
keep-
keeps an open.
For a
or
specified period of time.
period. Yeah,
B is the answer.
right.
All right. Oh, shoot. I don't know why these are so on top of each other. What is the 32? What is the maximum amount of time the Florida Real Estate Commission can suspend a licensee's license?
10 years.
10 years?
Yep. You guys are all going to pass the tests. I don't want to hear that you can't.
Oh,
33. What are the set of guidelines that must be followed by appraisers? This will be on the test.
The
uniform.
standards of professional appraisal practices?
This is
Is it that one?
33.
Yeah.
33 is
Not
B.
private,
Yes.
Professional. It's B.
right.
Make sure you
Yeah.
know this because they have all these confusing things in here for you on purpose. 34. When must the no brokerage or the non-representation disclosure form be shown?
Before you show property.
Yep. See, Lee knows this.
No,
He's gonna be my man. He's gonna manage my brokerage soon.
yeah,
Number 35. Which of the following is true concerning taking listing contracts when a licensee leaves a brokerage?
it's grand larceny because once you take it in.
It's basically it's theft,
The
right?
broker owns
The broker owns the listing.
the listing.
If you take listing contracts out of a cabinet or electronically,
It's stealing.
it's stealing. Right?
Right.
It's not your.
36. In the event the broker chooses not to have an escrow account, the funds are typically held at a title company or an attorney's escrow account.
This is actually really easy.
If the funds are held at a title company or an attorney escrow account, what must be included on the purchase and sale contract returning the title company or attorney?
And it's actually talking about the attorney, so the title company or the attorney and the name of the address.
Yeah, so C.
So technically.
And the phone number.
C.
Yeah, they want. the
Name,
company
address,
and
phone number of the
attorney.
title company or attorney. That's it. They're not worried about the email. Ignore the ones about the emails. They just need an address, name, phone number, and of the title company or attorney. They need to know where the escrow went.
37 is actually a really easy one too.
Do you want to answer that one? Go ahead.
A broker provides it.
Up to date, accurate rental list.
Up to date and accurate rental listing for 350 feet. The potential tenant was unable to obtain the rental request a refund, which applies. Well, she's not gonna get the full. So the potential tenant makes a request.
What letter is it?
Oh, it's D.
It's D,
Right.
Yeah, because.
because you have to do it within 30 days. If you aren't, you can get a 75% refund. You
Right.
can only get a full refund if There's one way you can get a full refund, but I can't remember now what it is.
Well, nowadays, most people, this is for the test purposes. We're just gonna focus on this. Most people nowadays don't even charge for a rental list. But
Yeah.
it's a matter, but for test purposes, it's D. Right? All right.
Mhm.
So which property, wait, no, sorry, 38. Which of the following clauses or covenants in the deed state that the grantor owns a property and has a right to convey it?
A.
See, those are a little confusing.
This
but
one's a-
it's-
but it's
it's
an-
A, it's
yep.
convenient to.
Covenant of season.
I don't understand that.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look up season for you guys, the word. Because I'm not very good with that vocabulary, but
And what is encumbrance?
you don't need to worry about
I know. it's
this.
not
Don't worry
asking-
about that part on this one. Season. It's called season. That's how you pronounce it. It's a noun. Possession of land by freehold. By freehold. Yep. Possession, especially of land.
Possession of-
Think of the word seize, right? That's why you remember season.
Possession, seize,
No, not session. It's season,
season.
but think of the word seize, like to take,
Yeah,
right?
Possession of.
Take
So
possession.
possession of land by what?
Covenant of season.
And so it just means possession of land?
Yeah, possession, especially of land, is what it means.
Okay.
Owning.
Owning it. Like they're seizing the land. That's how you know they own it. 39. What kind of listing is used when I think it's a Latin word or something, or French word or something to season? What kind of listing is used when the seller requires a specific amount of money from the transaction in order to list with a broker?
A net listing.
Yep.
Because they have to make.
That means that they're going to make a net amount off
they
the
have
listing.
to.
Yep.
They have.
Right. So if they want to sell their house for 300 and they say they need to make the 300,000,
That is
Is
just
the net
tax
listing.
it,
right. 40. When must a broker deposit funds into the escrow account?
Immediatamente.
That
Yep.
that is on.
That
final,
is
it
that's
on
going to be
there.
on the state exam immediately. For sure. Immediately is 3 business days, but the test will say immediately, which is 3 business days.
Okay, let's go. 41.
41. What is the penalty for a first-time minor violation?
Minor.
Just to like a write-up, a letter
Notice
of
of
non-compliance.
non-compliance.
Slap on the
Right.
wrist.
Notice of non-compliance, D.
Right.
42.
This
What
is
type of
actually
rights are, listen, hold on, Lee. What type of rights are associated with water flowing through your property?
water riparian,
It's the
43.
riparian rights because rivers flow
because
Right.
water.
and it
So
starts with an
it
R.
would be literal rights if it was
An
like,
ocean or a pond or a
ocean.
lake.
Right.
right. Riparian means river.
Right.
Think of riparian
And
as
erosion
river.
rights is the-
No, it has nothing to do. Air rights would be a condo
a condo.
in the air. All right, 43. From the point of beginning, if you run,
Shit.
point of beginning question. If you run north 90 degrees east, which directions are you headed? 43. I already told you this, Lee, remember?
I know. Yeah.
Point of beginning, right? If you're running north,
East.
you're east. So the answer is in the question. Because it says 90 degrees east, you're heading east. If it said 90 degrees north, you're going north, and vice
If it
versa.
said west, it would say, okay, same. I was like, oh, no one said there was gonna be directions.
No, it's just a point of beginning question. That's all it is.
Yeah,
44. What is the effective yield to the lender if the borrower has 5% interest on a loan and purchases 4 points? Remember,
Okay.
points, 1% is 1%. So 4 points is 4%, right? Because every point equals 1%, right? When we were talking
Mhm.
about that in the thing the other day, right?
Factor of.
No, this was actually really easy. This is the one I did put on you guys. The thing was that Sunday night, right? Right, Sunday night. We went over this one. Remember, this was really easy. Let me show you guys again.
can you show us the formula on that one as well?
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't have that. Let me
Or
see
or is it in the
your
back of
guys.
these pages?
Wrote it down.
Oh my god, I don't have it in front of me right now. I'm sorry.
It's
Oh yeah, it's on this piece. Hey, that's my okay.
0.25.
All right. Remember, 0.125 is the constant. Remember that, Allison?
Okay, 0.125 is a point.
No. Well, 0.125 is the constant number. This is something you guys have to memorize.
Yes.
That's all there is. There's a constant, right? So I'm
is
gonna
a
write this out like
constant.
I did for you guys the other day. 1 point equals. Nicole, are you following along too?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So you just would pull the 0.125 out of your head
Yep.
anytime it's
yeah,
asking
you just
about
have to,
interest
you just have
and
to know
stuff
that.
on a loan?
You just have to know that.
Well, look at
Right.
it like this, there's
But
no,
I don't know what to associate it with. Is that just associated with
This has to
points?
do with points, only with points.
right, it's a point.
0.125 is a constant when it comes to calculating the cost of points, the percentage of points. So
Okay,
this is 4 points, right? So it's 4%. All right. So all you got to do is you don't have to write the percent out. 4 points for Amanda and Tina watching this later. 4 points times 0.125, which is the constant for points, right? So that way does that make sense like that, Allison, for to see it like
Yes.
that? Okay. I'm
yes,
just gonna make
thank
it
you.
easier for you guys. So and equals 0.5, and you use that on your basic calculator, right? You put that in your
Which-
calculator. You know, when you guys are studying and you're on your own time and you have questions like this, pick up the basic calculator that you're allowed to use for the state and actually type it in your calculator. For me personally, when I was studying for both the sales associate and the brokerage course, just actually doing the math on this calculator made me feel comfortable when I sat there and did this in the Pearson View test room. And when I took the exam for the state, right? So just do that. Actually interacting with the calculator on these problems will make you feel more comfortable when you sit there for the exam, if that makes sense. And that's
Yes.
that's advice from me to you, from me to you guys, for what helped me out take the test. It takes off the edge from the exam anxiety. All right. So 5% plus the 0.05 equals 5.5%, and that's our answer. That's all you have to do.
Okay, wait, let me see, 5%. So 0.5 is 5%. Because you move the decimal point to the
Yeah.
right?
Well, you know, because four times 0.1, if you put 4 times 0.125 in your calculator,
Yes,
it's 0.05, it's 0.5. Wait, I'm sorry. I did that wrong again. My bad. It's 0.5, half. That's what it is. So
okay, and
I
then
don't
the
know why I put the zeros in front of
5%,
it. Oh, I made
okay,
it.
the 5% was in the question.
Correct. Yep.
So you're taking the,
Yep. But they're also
0.5.
giving your 4 points is 4%. See?
Okay,
4
so
points?
what, to arrive at your 5.5, you took the 0.5 and added the interest of 5%.
Correct. I just put 5 plus 0.5, which gives you 5.5%. And that's the answer.
Okay, thank you so
So
much.
4 points equals 4%. Because remember, it's 1 to 1 is the ratio. 1%, 1 point equals 1%. 2 points equals 2%. 3 points equals 3%, and so on and so forth. 1 to 1 is the ratio, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And then that's your
So-
answer is C right here.
Percent.
All right. 45. Here, Lee. Sorry. When an individual, where's my, when individual parcels are released on a blanket mortgage loan, what type of clause is used?
What?
Partial release clause.
Yep.
It's the only one that really makes
B.
sense.
Yep. It's not going to be an escape clause, and it's not going to be a estoppel. Estoppel has to do with your homeowners association dues. They want to verify their HOA is paid to date, right? Your
Yeah.
condo dues, and it's not going to be a mortgage clause. So
Why
when
wouldn't it be a mortgage
when
clause?
individual parcels are released on a blanket mortgage loan, what type of clause? Why parcels of land? This is when an investor or developer buys a big parcel of land, like an old farm, that's that they're going to convert into a subdivision. A
Yeah.
developer buys what's called a blanket mortgage loan. When they build a condo in a downtown area, they get a blanket mortgage loan. A blanket, that means the mortgage covers all the houses they're going to build or all the condos that they develop in the building, all the units they build.
What is parcel?
Right. Individual parcels. So if you're in a subdivision, right? The developer, let's say Lennar Homes, right? buys a big piece of land in Riverview or wherever, Avalon or Apollo Beach, they get a mortgage on all the individual parcels that they've already separated to build homes on. They don't have a mortgage on each individual house. The developer or the builder has a mortgage on all of the lots in the subdivision. And as they sell the home to a buyer, they partially release each parcel because that part of the blanket mortgage, a portion of their mortgage gets paid off when they sell the home to an individual buyer. Does that make sense, ladies?
Yes, much more sense.
Okay. So a blanket. So think about like a big empty lot or a farm that Lennar buys. Just think of them taking a helicopter or an airplane and throwing a blanket over the entire subdivision that's unbuilt. They will hold a mortgage on the construction mortgage until they sell the property. When they sell the property, this is why developers or builders have to sell for a certain amount, because they have to make sure that their parcel, the blanket mortgage, each parcel of the blanket mortgage gets paid off in full when they sell off each lot to the buyer that buys the house. Okay. Ooh, wow, I'm like, that's cool. I like that. Now I got to use that example for the rest of my life now. So what I just said to you guys.
That's a good one.
I thought of that one tonight. So 46. Which of the components of an adjustable rate mortgage adjusts the interest rate?
Well, it's the index, but how would we come to that conclusion without knowing anything? Because we don't.
Okay.
I don't.
The index. Well, the index is it's not going to be any. It's always. I'm trying to think of how to explain this to you guys.
The index is a
Yeah, the rate. Well, the index is a constant, and the rate is not a constant. The margin and spread have nothing to do with it. But the rate is not a constant. The index is a constant number. Right? So the rate always changes. Okay.
So the rate is sort of like your mortgage rate, how to on an
Right.
adjustable to go up and down according to
Right.
what the going rate is by
me
the
look at-
government.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys. Let me see. Let me give you guys an example. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Who did that? Rose? She's stepping on her toy. Oh, she sat down on her toy and it squeaked. So define index in mortgages. Or we're gonna just look at the definition together. For an adjustable rate mortgage, the index is the benchmark interest rate that reflects general market conditions, and the margin is a number set by your lender when you apply for your loan. The index and margin are added together to become your interest rate when your initial rate expires. So just remember, the index, I will text this to you, is a benchmark interest rate reflects the general market conditions. That's all you need to know. So
Okay.
that's why the answer is what do you call it? Index. I will send that to myself after the class. And send it to you guys. 47, when there are more houses on the market than prospective buyers, what type of market is created?
Buyer.
The buyer's market,
Buyer's market. And the opposite would be a seller's market.
right?
All right. 48, which of the following is deductible on a homeowner's federal income taxes?
That I didn't know.
Or your interest and your taxes.
Correct. Yep. C, mortgage, interest, and taxes. Yep. Your payments are not tax deductible. The mortgage by itself is not. B and D are you can eliminate right away because it doesn't make any sense. Why would they be separate, right? They just did it on
Yeah.
purpose to mess with you. You got that? And A was here to throw you off, right?
Yeah.
Like mortgage, that's why it is. What was the answer? You said 48 was C? Yes. Mortgage, interest, and property tax. You can't write off mortgage payments, right?
Just the
Oh.
interest.
Oh.
Yeah, just the interest, and you can write off property taxes because I do that.
Read number 49, and this is
Okay.
actually a fun one.
A broker, 49, a broker sold 3 houses in Florida to a customer that now lives in New York. The same customer uncovered an opportunity with someone who might want to buy property from the Florida broker. The customer asked the broker if he would reimburse her for the expenses incurred in convincing the person to buy property from the Florida broker, which applies.
But can he?
We can't do that unless that person was licensed in Florida.
Right, there you go.
Right.
That answer is correct right automatically because the fact that he doesn't have a license,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's all you have to do.
And
50 is going to be, hold on, Lee, I'm sorry. I don't
We
know.
need to know what a mill is. We need to know what this mill thing is.
Okay, yes, we're gonna go over that now. It's really
Okay.
easy. Mills
Good.
are, hold on, this is 50, right? We have this one here.
Relax.
All right, this is actually really easy, guys. So I'll show you right now. So the total property values in the city total of 5,495,000. The government building value total is 450,000. The church value total is 125,000. The total tax exemptions. The total taxes in total 950,000. What is the tax revenue of the city if the overall tax rate is 9.2 mils? Okay, so let me see your booklet real quick. I don't know what happened. I think I stapled this wrong or something. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second.
It's on
That's good.
No, I know that, babe. I'm talking about the questions or
the answer.
yeah. This is actually really easy, guys. I'm gonna write it out. Okay, it's really simple. You don't need to. Okay, so for this particular question, ignore the 9.2 mils because that has nothing to do with this. Oh no, it does. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to. We're gonna multiply the mils. So you're gonna take. Let me just double check my math here real quick. It's been a while. Okay. 9.2 mils. When you see anything that says mils, 9.2, you always divide the 9 point, whatever the number is of mils. This is something to memorize. You divide it by 1,000. So if you take 9.2 mils, you divide it by 1,000, you get 0.0092. That's one of the numbers we're going to multiply, but we haven't got to that point yet. So we're going to write it out. Okay. So mils, I'm going to just write this out for all of us right now, as well as Tina and Amanda. I'm going to put always take mils, divide by 1,000. Okay. That's all you have to do. That's how you convert it. You want to take the 9.2 and convert it to the easier decimal, the 0.0092. So 9.2 divided by 1,000 equals 0.0092, right? So we're going to do this 0.0092. All right. All right. So we're going to go break down the question. You're going to take 5 million. It's easier for me to just show you guys like this. 495,000, right? You guys can see that on the screen, right? All right.
Yes.
Minus 450,000 because we're subtracting. You're taking the total of 5,495,000 and we're going to subtract the values that they came up with. Okay. That they found. So minus 450,000. And this is just from practice. This is memorization from practice. It's not really that complicated of a math problem. It's just remembering the order and how to solve the problem. Okay.
Okay.
Minus 125,000. And then we're going to minus 950,000 was the total tax exemption. So minus.
Don't know the mills.
No, they're going to give you the mills. They give you the mills. All right. That equals 3,970,000. All right. And this is how you get your answer. You take this number here. Well, I'm just going to write it out here. Times a 0.0092, which is the mills that we got by dividing by 1,000. That gives you $36,524. That's your answer. So all you have to remember in this problem, they give you what to subtract right here, and that you subtract everything. You go in order, like I did. So you basically you're reading this problem from left to right. Okay. And mills, you always divide. If it says 9.2 or 1.5, you divide that by 1,000 every time. The dividing by 1,000 is just a remembering or a memory thing. You have to memorize that for the test. Okay, that's a constant. You have to get it into. That's what you have to make it into this decimal point. Now, the other way to do it, I'm not going to try to confuse you. You actually can move the decimal place. You move the decimal place 2 places. So if the mills was, okay, let's just say 1.4, 1, wait, you go 1 to the left, 1 place to the left of the 1, and 2 places. So your mill, if this was 1.4 mils, I'm just giving you an example. This would actually be easier. You can do it by 1,000 or you can do it like this, but you would make it 0.0014. Okay, you move the decimal place. Am I right? Did I do that right? Yes.
To the
One-
left, right?
Wait, yeah. From the 1, so it's hard to do it on the computer. Hold on, let me write this. Can I see your pen, Lee? Sorry. I'm a visual person and it's hard to do it on the laptop.
Yeah.
1.4. You take 1,
Well, I think,
2. Yeah, 0.0014. Just like that. So move the decimal place 2 places to the left. Does that make sense? And that's how you'll be able to multiply the mills by whatever your total is, like we did in this problem here.
place to place.
Yep, 2 places
zero.
left. Yep,
So you're moving it from behind the 1. So
right.
there's 1 place, 2 place.
Yep, 0.0014. Or to make it
I
quicker,
only got one, well, okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm
or if
sorry.
you take 1.4 in the calculator to make it faster, take 1.4 divided by 1,000 is 0.0014. It's just moving the decimal places 2 places to the left is the same as dividing the number by 1,000. Does that
Yeah,
make-
somewhere in the teaching part I've been reading, and there's a thing in there that says to remember, if you're dividing, you move to the left, and if you're multiplying, you move to the right.
Correct.
The number of spaces, the decimal point.
Yep.
Probably stuff we learned in,
Oh yeah, this is probably something we learned a long time ago in regular school.
yeah, but it's been a long.
That we forgot
Thank
about.
you, thank you.
Huh.
It's been a long
It's been a long time since we did all this.
Very, very long.
Nicole, how do you feel?
I'm feeling great.
All right,
Yeah,
awesome.
this
I got
is
it.
so helpful. You don't even know. I'm learning